Hey everybody, we cranked through a traditional today and we have a little time, so I'm at least going to start a premiere draft here. Don't know if this is even going to make it to YouTube, but if you're listening to me on YouTube, clearly it did. And if it did make it to YouTube, I would expect that you're not going to get a full complement of games, at least out of this video. Maybe I'll come back and play the rest of them later. But we're going to draft and play one or two here before I quit for the day and see what we can get out of this. We're doing a premiere this time, best of one. I especially like best of one when we're trying to just sprinkle in a couple of games before the end of a stream and see what variety is out there in the meta. If you're exploring the variety of the standard meta and you need some extra cards for it, I know where you should go, though. That's cardkingdom.com. They are my sponsors. You can find them down in my panels or in the notes of the YouTube video. They are purveyors of physical magic stuff and will get you everything you need for your tabletop game. You've heard me say this before, but it remains true. Their inventory is fantastic. Anything they don't have, they're looking for, and anything they do have, they're going to get to you at a fair price, fast shipping, and backed by incredible customer service. So check them out for more, won't you? Let's jump into Premiere, though, and see what we're going to get. Jump into the draft view. On this account, I don't care about rare drafting at all. I have no goals for collection completion whatsoever. This is purely a side account to come and play limited on when I have some extra time. So we are only motivated by card quality, not rarity. In this case, card quality, Grasp of Darkness leaps out as high quality. Eliminate leaps out as high quality. The rare is fine, but not... It's whatever. This would wheel if it were a common. I care. Razor says don't care about it on the other account either. Not very much, Razor. We don't need to, but I do still do tiebreaker gem type picks on the other account, but there's no even need to do tiebreaker-y gem stuff here. Grasp, though, I think is better over than Eliminate. I just don't like starting on a black card. You take Pteranodon. It's probably just like taking color power into account. Probably the best card here. Maybe Wizardry is, you know. I'm going to take the Pteranodon. Let's let other people sort through the medium black. Although, look at this. Sanctum and the Warmonger do suggest there is a black deck to be had here. I'm going to follow up the Visionary, though. Eliminate or Grasp is an interesting question. I think I like Grasp over Eliminate. You're going to be able to cast both of them. I mean, Eliminate is splashable where Grasp is not, but Grasp is enough better that I think I would take Grasp over Eliminate in that first pack. But we'll take the Visionary here. We just had this rare in a deck, and it was decent. It's just like a 2/2 flyer, though, for the most part. Although we did actually tap some stuff. We had another Spirit and tapped things. Here we can take a Weird as the abstract most powerful card. But Training is Pteranodon's best buddy. And it's the same color. I think cover up our picks so far, and I think Training is the third pick in this deck, in this pack, behind Shacklegeist and Weird. But given that we have two green cards, we can certainly start with the Training. It's fine. Or we can take it here to stay open. On the stay open front, I like a Palladium Mirror, especially in a green deck. Turn 2 Pteranodon, turn 3 Palladium Mirror, turn 4 6/6 Trample is all right. But there is an Acolyte here. What do you think? This is the open pick. This is the signally pick. Looks like people want the Acolyte. I do like staying open, and the only reason it's even close is that we're green. I think Palladium Mirror is the home. Green is the home for your Palladium Mirrors in general. It's the place where I find myself most interested in ramping. But we do, yeah, this is somewhat signally too, right? 4th pick Acolyte. This is a first pickable card, although let's notice that we're missing 2 uncommons and a rare and a common, so it could be 3 legitimately better cards and like a deal 3 or something like that. Boy, nothing much here to follow up on that. We can take an opt in case we end up blue-green draw 2. Snoop is not even good in an actual red deck. It's good in a heavy red deck where you're always going to have red on turn 2 for the most part. We could take the Enforcer, but I think we want Sanctum or Opt, or maybe even the Blackguard if we think that the Blackguard, like the black is open enough to get there. Yeah, Scorching Dragonfire is what I expect was taken over Acolyte. But I'm going to take Opt here over the Sanctum. I still feel like the Sanctums have largely been traps. All right, you want to spec on it? Opt is... enough people were saying spec on the Sanctum. I don't think this is good, and I don't think we're going to play it, but it only cost us an Opt, so I, at the last minute, bailed to this out of a nod to chat. I think Watchdog here I like better than anything else I'm seeing. Track Down is fine. But Watchdog gets us maybe to play in this, so... Temple helps on a possible splash. Roaming Ghostlight is enough of a sign, though, that I'm going to just take the Ghostlight and see. Yeah, I want the mini liquor barrel, right? That would be funny. Maybe a little 2 on the nose for them. Snare Spinner, not amazing, but it's a 2-drop in a format where you need them. And our alternative would be like Frost Breath to support the Ghostlight. And we should just take the playable 2. Warmonger wheeled from our opening pack, as did the Death Bloom. There was some good cards in there, though. More interesting to me that the Wizardry is wheeling here. We're best of 1, so I'm less interested in Return to Nature. We could take a Hollow on that continued possible splash thing. Or just a Deathbloom Thallid on the possibility that we end up green-black and that this is a fine playable in that. I don't think we're close, really, to the Wizardry. I'm going to take the Hollow. I could see us ending up green-black before red. Lurker could potentially help with that. Revitalize is a dumb playable. Sword maybe goes in this deck with the Pteranodon. I'm still not on Sword. The world seems to be on Sword, but I have not been on Sword. I don't know. But Lurker is... We don't seem to be like Reanimator or anything. I'll take the Sword and you all can try and convince me we should be playing it, but I think it's going to be a hard sell. Take a Blossoming Sands here and support White Splash, if not the White Mane. RTN, still not what I want. We'll take a Frantic. If we end up in blue-green, the Frantics could be fine. Here's that Opt that I think I passed before. All right, well, what do we know for sure? I don't know anything for sure. Even our green isn't, you know, we've got Visionary and Pteranodon, which are great, and Spinner and Training, which are fine. Now we have this Niambi Esteemed, but I don't think we're pivoting towards white-blue just because of her. Hunter's Edge could help solidify our green. Feet is a little better than Edge, but we are a little more green than white. So I'm going to take Edge to solidify that. Hopefully we wheel the Dreadmaw and come to a better understanding of what our other color is in the next few packs here. Another training, if we want to stay one color. There's a Swift Response. There's a Angelic Ascension, which has been playable. Swift Response, probably the pick here, though, if we like white-green. Angelic Ascension is fine. Hodge likes it better than the Response. You like this better? You like this? You like Ascension over removal, huh? Oh, I agree. I'm not saying this is bad. I've run this and been happy with it, but I do like me some straight up kill that thing. All right, we'll play with it again. I like that Swift, though. Disagree. It's not bad. You could make a case that it's not ideal, but I'm going to push back against the idea of bad. We have Coatl, Bronte, and Pteranodon number 2. I think we hedge on Coatl. Could even splash it, although it's not the best splash because you really don't want to cast this on 7 or 8. You want to cast it on 3. I'm going to take the spec. Here we have a Pride Malkin, and we can note that we're not seeing much blue or white here. Singer's fine. Not much white, though. Pretty risky to try and wheel the Coatl. I bet somebody takes it. This is not worth splashing in my mind. You really think this is a splash? Like, sweet, we get to splash a Ascension? That doesn't seem all that correct to me. We can take a Snare Spinner number 2, Doggy number 2 if we want to keep hedging back white. Doesn't cost us much to hedge back towards white. The Snare Spinner, we've already got one. Don't want a ton of these anyway. Spec on Replicator. I get it, but when I'm trying to figure out what our colors are, I think I should take things that help us figure out our colors. I'm going to take the Doggy and continue to hedge. Red is like weirdly open for the power it is in the format. Invigorating Surge is fine. Track down, I'm down for 1 track down, but not over Surge here. Another Pteranodon combo. Why not Reed over Dog? Because we still might be white, I guess. But hard to say. We're getting pulled a little. The white-blue pull is very real. We could just take a Gnarled Sage here on that front. Since we know we're green at this point. Yeah, I guess since we know we're green, we'll take the Sage. I think this is pretty underwhelming, but we could take it. Hodge wants the Dog. All right, I'm gonna do what Hodge says. I'm doing what Hodge says. See, Hodge is smart. We got a Sage anyway. Dreadmaw. Are we so empty at 4 we would consider a Sentinel? I don't think so. I think if we end up in white, we'll be sure happy we have 3 doggies. And we still could. I'm going to take the Crag, though. And best of 1, don't want the foul. All right, take a Stalker. Really don't like this card. Luis and Marsh were a lot happier with it in their near mono green deck than I would have been. If you listen to the recent LR, these Curs being around is interesting. Yeah, it has its uses. I just, I never said it didn't have uses. I said I was surprised. Luis and Marsh were higher on it than I would have been. That's what I'm saying. Ghostlight. Check this out for white green. You gotta secure the scene in a Gorehorn? Wow. Really? This isn't real. I've had this like once and it was barely even real when it was actually doing some things. I think, given our lack of color certainty, I'm taking the Ghostlight. If the Ghostlight were a worse card, if the best card here besides this were worse than Ghostlight, then I think I would do it. Yeah, it works. Whatever. It's whatever. I'm concerned about our colors. I'm taking the Ghostlight because I don't even know what colors we are yet, and I want to have that available. Here I'm going to take a Visionary over a Rousing Reed. Twin Blade Assassins could be splashable. Maybe not worth it, but we could. I don't like the Sphere over just powering out more Visionaries. Let's see, we've got Death Touch Dino that can use the Hunter's Edge pretty well. Rousing Reed. Yeah, let's take a Reed. We throw a Reed on any of our green beef and we're going to be pretty happy with that result. Maybe we wheel the Megalodon. Yeah, Charger would be where you'd go. We haven't... It seems like white is slipping away, although here's a chance to say, no, it's not, no, it's not. I still don't think we do, though. We could even take a Devotee on the splash. We do have Jungle Hollow. We can take the Striker because there's not much cost, but... Yeah, all right. It's an opportunity cost thing here. There's just nothing else in the pack that is making me not hedge. Hollow Blade is certainly a good reason to think in terms of getting back into the white. Swooper would be nice. The only thing would be like Dreadmaw if we thought we were still blue. Wingmare, probably the best card for us here. Can at least come down before Acolyte. Guile, not bad. I think we'll take the Wingmare and try and get a Guile. If we don't have a Guile, it's not the worst. I think I want creatures at 3 if we're cutting the blue. Second Frantic. First Larcenist or Prismite if we really think there's no chance whatsoever of blue. Prismite could help us splash a little blue. I don't think we're doing that either, though. I don't think we're going back to blue as a main thing at this point, so I didn't go for the Larcenist. I'm going to take another doggy here over a Sniper. There was a Sanctum deck. Don't know if it would have been good. Could have had a million inventories. Do this here. I'll take the Megalodon in case we do try some blue. Sands for fixing over another 5, I think. Let me make sure, though. Yeah, I got... No, we only have the 1, but still, I'd rather have the fixing. Yeah, no Conclave Mentor, no Feat of Resistance. Those are the big things missing from our white. But we were bouncing around trying to figure out our lane. I'll start by cutting the blue and just seeing what the build looks like from there. Well, I mean, we could move a sword back in, and probably with double visionary and the mana system on best of one, we could go to 16 here. And especially with double blossoming sands for the fixing. So we could do this. And then that point the sword back in. 17 creatures. All right. Weird draft, but we landed on something playable here. How about what's the insanity? It's like I'm trying to the dogs and cats living together thing. You think we don't want 2 tap lands? I do. I get what you're saying, but I love casting spells reliably. It's my favorite. I'm gonna run 2. I love them that much, Fenor. Fenor is thinking 2 of these slows us down too much, but I love me the dual lands. Yeah, we'll do some. Sure, I never denied that it could use a sanctuary land. I have no regrets taking that roaming ghostlight, though. None. None, none, none. I thought it was correct, and I would do it again. How about must be raining? All right. Good enough. I'll put a doggy on the cover, though. And I'll get some cool lands. Oh, this account might not have them. I think this account has some cool lands. Can I get some? Well, I'll pick different lands. There's a classic Avon. This one. Sure, whatever. That looks all right. That's a good name too, Spider. I like that. Must love dogs. Trackdown is not my favorite 2, but it is better than no 2 at all, so we're going to do that. We've got a lot of land coming, so we could keep this stuff and double spell. Yeah, I like just keeping all this and just, you know, puking out our hand and loading up on creatures. Next turn, we could even play the Wingmare next. Although, no, we want Visionary next, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to show them the dog, though. Trio and I thinking alike here. Yeah, we want a Visionary so we can potentially even spend 5 mana next turn if that's what we want to do. Attack or spend, depending. Just give us options. Might be the Speakertron. I have no illness. Hard to be sick when I haven't seen anybody but my own family for 12 years now. Yep, we can double dog and equip. We can just go... I kind of like not equipping sword here, though. Dog and mare... I like dog and mare so that we can Pride Malkin the Wingmare. Let's Pride Malkin our flyer. Also, the Wingmare might just mess them up. Like, we got nothing but creatures in hand. If they got spells, this could annoy them. Big boy. Well, we got our Death Touch Dino to try and solve that problem. If they solve the Dino, then we could be in trouble here, but I'm not worried right now thanks to the Death Toucher that we have access to. And we have a 2-spell turn of Watchdog, Death Toucher, or Equip and Death Toucher. I think we go Watchdog, Death Toucher, just get on board here. After we fly in, though. Alright, let's hope our Death Toucher survives this turn. Unless it doesn't survive because it's taken a Dreadmaw down with it.
Archer. Archer? Archer. Archer! Archer!
Here we go. Let's see if we can do it. Yes, that was our premiere. I didn't want to... Why did you want to double block? Yeah. I want to... With the Pride Malkin, we can kind of single it, or with Short Sword or Pride Malkin, we can get things big enough to single block. I didn't want to risk a double there with cards in hand. 5/5 doggy. I don't know how we get a 5/5 doggy, but we can get a Pride Malkin out. And Short Sword, we can put on the dog, and it has a good attack. Well, yeah, it's just to make 2 3/3 dogs, right? They both get in. That was from the Archer television program. I love that show. And let's see, what do we want on blocks? Actually, I'm going to go with a sword on Malkin on... Whoop. Okay, weird. It moved things around in a way that confused me there. Thought that didn't work for a second. Hello, Ugin. We still get a short sword.
Is rotting fruit.
Yeah, plus is good too. Ugin's good no matter what. Here we're gonna go
Creation.
training on visionary move sword and at least try to get some work done on Ugin.
Archer. Archer? Archer. Archer! Archer!
I guess they both trade with the truffle snout, so my short sword trick doesn't really matter. Hodge wants to be done. It is almost unbeatable. Do we have anything? Maybe I should really just move on. Let's see. Let's look what we have. Defiant Strike, Watchdog, Ascension. I guess if we drew Howlblade Ascension, or Angelic Ascension could be good for it. Colossal Dreadmaw. If we get Colossal Dreadmaw, we could have a line. Although that makes it even worse. Yeah, alright. That's a mocking draw. Good job, Oppo. You survived to Ugin. Is like the least salt-inducing loss I can take around here. Maybe when I screw up, maybe when I do a misclick, I'm less salty because I don't really care about misclick. There's nothing I can really learn from a misclick. There's not when I can't learn anything from a loss, and I can't find the improvement in my own game or whatever. It's like whatever. Kelmer, I was musing about this the other day. On the one hand, I think planeswalkers are part of the reason that Magic is so successful right now. Been asked about planeswalkers and what I think of them from a game design perspective. As a flavor delivery device and as a storytelling device and really a way to bring your world alive, they're fantastic. I mean, this game has had planeswalkers as its main thing from the beginning, but it took almost 2 decades to incorporate them into the game in a way that wasn't just making them be another form of creature. So I really think it was smart to do because it's allowed them to go Marvel with things, right? The planeswalkers in Magic are the superheroes, right? So imagine Marvel makes a superhero game but doesn't actually include any superhero pieces. There's just cards that reference them. It's like, no, you don't play it. It's like, so I really think it's helped bring the planeswalkers to the forefront flavorfully and really help market the game and sell the game and make the game more appealing from that front. On a personal level, I've been feeling worse and worse about planeswalkers as in terms of how they impact Magic games. They feel too non-interactive, and it feels like Wizards has spent a lot of time since debuting planeswalkers, playing a little bit of catch-up, trying to find ways to handle them reasonably. The big problem with gameplay with planeswalkers, well, first, they're repetitive. When they do land, they kind of usually do the same thing every turn. They completely shift how attacking and blocking is conceptualized and works. All of these things could be argued to be pros or cons, depending on your perspective, of course. But I have not really liked what happens to a game after a planeswalker lands for the most part. The times where I get the celebration of having defeated a resolved planeswalker are not as high as the number of times where I just feel a little bit let down by the fact that this game has now shifted into something that's not really a contest anymore. Almost any bomb can do that, though. It's not just planeswalkers. I haven't quite fully put my finger on it yet, but I definitely enjoy formats where planeswalkers are light. I didn't like War of the Spark for it, and I like that in Limited, planeswalkers show up not even just rarely, mythically. Every now and again, you see and face a planeswalker, and in Limited, it feels fine. But I just get tired of it in Constructed. Feels like it pulls the gameplay in a direction I don't love. And a problem I've always had with planeswalkers is how swingy they are. And this was my problem with War of the Spark, is that you had spots where you would look at a planeswalker in your hand, and depending on the game situation, you could be thinking to yourself, wow, I can't lose, or wow, I can't win. You know, wow, I needed something that I could defend myself with, and this planeswalker does not get the job done, and I'm under duress and therefore have no time to try and recover off of the strength of the planeswalker, so this card is now useless to me, versus, oh, Oppo doesn't have a board yet, and I've got a nice defender. Drop my planeswalker, you're done for. You can't win now. They're putting a lot of planeswalker. For a while, they didn't want to put the word planeswalker at common. That's part of, again, a new player thing. Imagine you're opening your first booster pack of Magic, and you're trying to learn the game and trying to understand what's going on, and you haven't even seen all the card types yet. You haven't even seen a planeswalker yet, and and you have a card in your first pack, the finishing blow that says destroy target creature or planeswalker. It's a little weird just to put that word on a common, and they were trying to save that for more higher rarity stuff. But then I think they came to realize that, you know, commons, people need to be able to beat planeswalkers with commons, or their planeswalkers are pretty oppressive feeling, and so that's a nod to that as well. So I don't know. I'll continue to evaluate planeswalkers. We're clearly stuck with them, but I hope they find different ways to go with them, and less oppressive ways to go with them, and less swingy ways to go with them. I just feel like all planeswalkers end up being so darn swingy, and that's my biggest issue with them. But I think in some ways they may have saved the game. But now, in some ways, they kill the game between Oko and Teferi, etc. All right. Let's try again here, though. Another aside for you. Another one to keep. A short sword on a Howlblade seems devastating. We're going to see how that goes with a Pride Malkin token. How about a 5/3 indestructible 2-drop? Seal of Jace, they called that. Speaking of using the 3-mana Jace to prevent the casting of the 4-mana. Oh, wow. Now, Pteranodon says... Actually, we're just going to go Visionary here. I'm going to go Visionary and set up next turn. We get the attack in here anyway, so we don't need to do anything to get the Hallowblade through. Skimming off the top. No fourth land. We do have a fourth mana, though. So with 4 mana, we could track down, find another land, and play the Pride Malkin. I think I like that. Let's track down for land. If we miss, we can at least still play the Pteranodon. Haj wants Sword on Visionary. Sword on Visionary, play Dino. You just want to get aggro with this? I guess since we're low on land, that's a way to go. The Pride Malkin kind of helps with that, though. I'm trying to be aggro, but just via a Pride Malkin. Yeah, we could also go Pride Malkin equip. I'm letting this time to think about this here. Haj's line is good. I'm going to find... Yeah, I'm going to do my thing, though, and look for land. I would like to find land here. And I don't think I want... Well, we do have a Dreadmaw, so maybe we even want both. I think we'll find our 6th land eventually on our own. Let's just do this, and I don't think we want a spinner either. I'm going to do this. I want both lands. We got a Dreadmaw. Let's get to it. Yeah, bled the clock a little there, but we got it. Oof, we knew that land was coming. We have Dreadmaw. I like send Hallowblade alone and then just resolve the Dreadmaw if they don't do anything. Yeah, I don't know. Opt? Maybe they forgot? Unblockable Hallowblade. It was the opt. Acolyte obviously strong, but hopefully we're just big enough here to still get there. That seems fine to me. That's very risky. They're at a virtual 12 with the lifelink, but we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 power that if we can get some counters going, all has trample. Not that we have counters going, but I'm just saying. I don't know if they're dead. It was a bold attack, though. Gnarled Sage is big game against the Flyers, and let's see, with 6 mana, we can go Gnarled Sage, equip onto it. We could just send the Visionary to, I think we send our 6/6 and 4/2, and then decide what to do after that. But I'm not equipping the Short Sword because I'm not sure where our mana is going to go. And now we're gonna pitch probably just the stock, maybe even the Pteranodon. Pteranodon's worse than Stalker at this point. Funny, this card is so good, but it's like our worst card in hand. Or maybe the Striker, probably one of these two. Striker has a lot of tap ability, though. Yeah, we can discard... The reason to discard Stalker, even though it's a better card in the abstract, is just that it's more expensive. Like, we can 2-spell off of this. Okay. I'm in. We'll discard that. Could even go... Yeah, we'll go Sage here, because it does the best at helping keep us alive, I think. Threatening the blocks. So they're going to get an attack in here, but it's not enough to kill us, barring something I'm not thinking of in blue. And now it sure feels like we have a lot to work with here. I'm going to start on Wingmare to... Yeah, I was going to put the Wingmare out so that if they did have something I wasn't thinking of, they had to basically do it in response to the Wingmare. Yeah, they did some equip fails that might have cost them that game. If it had been 2x, rookie mistake indeed, and rookie mistake to not be cycling my... Oh, I already did. Okay, I did cycle. Good work, Ryan. All right, at least one more here. Then I think I might... Hey, there's a new channel points redemption for picking our raid target. I may have priced stuff too high, I don't know. I feel like everybody's got lingering channel points budgets, though they're not spending, so... Some question about running 2 sands. This would be a reason not to. You know, you just get really slowed down in your early game when you've got a couple. But I'm still happy to have both, and I'm going to keep here. Well, then one of you choose who we raid, for crying out loud. You think... I swear, my viewers are out there waiting for me to offer the channel points redemption for $1 million or something. It's okay, though. I feel every single one of you, because I am the guy who has finished every RPG he's ever played with every potion he ever picked up along the way. So I feel you. I'm just saying. Oh, do I not have Cardboard Live? Cardboard Live should be providing it, right? Sorry, I'll do this. Try a refresh, John. I don't want to have to relive ads or whatever, but you could try that. Training could get the Malkin job done while letting us play a tap land, but Malkin does the job and gets us on board with a creature, so I'm going to do that. You might need him later. It's true, Hacks. You might need him later. I mean, to be fair, I went in every boss battle I fought really prepared with potions. Fine with us. We still have a nice block with the Pride Malkin. They don't really have an attack here.
All right, everyone, chill.
Oh, they do have a good removal spell, though. Still, I like where we're at. It's not the most power hand ever, but I still like where we're at. And I'm still... Well, we have a Surge. But I just want to eventually trade this off here. I think this turn is going to be about Dilo? Yeah. Let's offer trade. They're not going to take it, of course. I could have left it back so that they don't attack at all, but if they want to attack their 4-2 into our Dilo, that's okay too. Yeah, dog training is one thing. I like the Dilo here. Let's just get this out, and then next turn we can have... Because I don't want to put the training on the Malkin. I want to put the training on the doggy. So it was either dog training or Dilo, and I'd rather cast the training on a thing that's about to attack when there's other options. Good call. Observing that if we Invigorating Surge the dinosaur, we put a counter on it, double it, it becomes a 4-4 in and of itself. Therefore, when it attacks, becomes a 2-2, and with Pride Malkin becomes a trampling 2-2 Death Toucher. Put a training on it, and it gets really out of hand. And we're being put to a test on that front. But I like... taking it. Yeah, it seems like a feat of resistance. So let's get him to use that, saving a different on something else. Or we can do it with Surge up, and then we still survive. Let's see. If we want Surge up, we can't really... And Surge doesn't get big enough anyway. Kind of want training. What we want is Surge Short Sword, but we don't have all of that. Yeah, Surge on the Malkin can make the Dino bigger, but it doesn't make the Malkin big enough to be like. It doesn't seem like a good place for it. So I'm gonna go. Let's at least give it trample here. I'm gonna at least draw a card. All right, found some land. Now we can go Surge. Or... Sorry, I got this rope making me nervous. I'm gonna no attacks and just hold up Surge here. And be ready to put the Pride Malkin on the battalion. If we lose Pride Malkin to a feat, that's much more palatable. Although now we don't get to threaten that without... Well, maybe they'll send both. This could still work. Trouble is they're both lethal to the dinosaur now. Alright. That really suggests not feat, huh? Right? If you had Feat of Resistance, are you attacking there, like, every time? And, you've been saying it's not feat, Haj? It's just a trade? Yes. As I say, I don't catch all the text. I think I'm gonna... you try to use this as a trick, but in this case, I'm gonna use it on the dinosaur and get self big. So we can have, I guess, go Visionary and then Equip. Although, if I Visionary, I only have Equip anyway, so I might as well Visionary after. And have more threatening mana up. So, if this is feat, we're sure going to find out now, right? But even then, we should get multiples because we have Trampled Death Touch. So we can put Death Touch on everything they block with. So it could be feat, but even if it is, we get something. All right. I have a land to play. Yeah, let's just do this. I like Pride Malkin threatening this Charger. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So +4/+4 is lethal. We're definitely blocking here. The question is, are we blocking two things? Probably. Although Pride Malkin may be the more valuable thing, giving this trample. So I'm kind of on attempting to trade Visionary for Charger and believing that we can withstand 6, 7, 8 plus a pump spell. Oh, training gives it natural trample. Good call. Good call. So do we want to do that instead then? With natural trample, I guess we can just do the weaker creature. All right. Hopefully this is going to be enough. Double +4/+4 for the lulz. Well, this is a lethal attack. I don't know if Oppo knows, but with Death Touch Trample rules, we only need to put 1 on the Pegasus. So we're getting 7 through with the Dino and 2 through with the Visionary. Tricky rules when it comes to Death Touch Trample, but the bottom line is Trample says that you must assign damage that is enough to kill the blocking creature before you can trample the rest over to the opponent. But in a Death Touch situation, you only need 1 point to successfully kill the creature, so you get to trample with 7. Yeah, we even had Guile beat, right? Because we got him by 1 extra. Thank you, Ben Diddy, for that sub. Appreciate that. And I appreciate you hanging out with me today, everybody. But I am going to call it a stream here and go into soapbox mode at 2-1 on this one. And thank our YouTube friends for hanging out. If I get that one up onto YouTube, I appreciate you making it here to the end. And it's possible there's a part 2. Usually I don't put up a partial draft until the draft is complete, so I know if there's more to do, and there might be more to do in this one. If so, YouTube, there should be a link to part 2 right in the video notes. If not, this was a partial draft, and we're done. Either way, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you the next draft, YouTube friends.